Hi, I'm Jackson Phelps, and this is my presentation on the balance of Plato's tripartite soul and the struggles with mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic. During the lockdowns and quarantines that we experienced in the pandemic, mental health started rapidly worsening. With this came the idea that our tripartite soul, or the three-parted soul, is out of balance. According to Plato, who first conceived the idea of a tripartite soul in Book 4 of the Republic, a person must balance their soul to find inner peace and become virtuous and just. This means balancing the three parts of the soul, the rational, spirited, and appetitive parts. The first part, the rational part of the soul, is the part of the soul that deals with logic, understanding, and wisdom. During the lockdowns, many people spent almost all their time indoors and on screens. With increased screen time for everyone, there became more online interaction, leading to information overload and, in some cases, disinformation. New conspiracy theories, increased misinformation, and just too much content in general led to an overall worsened mental state. In response to this, people started coming up with solutions to combat these problems. Fact-checking posts became a necessity to know if information was reliable. Social media and screen detoxes and diets became popular as a way for people to give themselves a break and regain a healthy relationship with technology. Reading became a more popular and healthier alternative to screen time as well. These solutions help people become mentally healthier by balancing the rational part of their soul. The second part, the spirited part, is the part of the soul that deals with emotions and morals. Due to isolation and immobility from the lockdowns, people started to lose hope, leading to a worse emotional state. Without access to hobbies and activities in the outside world, while also in some cases completely alone, people tried to look for an answer. In order to deal with the problem of isolation, people started socializing and meeting online through Zoom, video games, social media, church services, etc. Other hobbies that were normally done out in the outside world had to be replaced by ones that could be done at home. As lockdowns as lockdown restrictions loosened, people practiced social distancing to still be able to see each other. These actions helped keep people's minds busy instead of being focused on the loneliness and boredom, therefore keeping their spirited parts of their soul in balance. Third part of the soul is the appetitive part. This part of the soul makes up our desires and appetites. Plato believed that the appetitive part of the soul needed to be controlled by wisdom and virtue, the rational and spirited parts. If not, it would dominate us and we would become unjust and mentally unhealthy. Because the appetitive part deals with our bodily needs and desires, it is easy to fall into. Many people gave into these habits during the pandemic as a cope, letting their appetitive souls get out of balance. During the lockdowns, people turned to overeating, smoking, oversleeping, not exercising, and basically any other addiction controlled by bodily desires. This put people in an unhealthy physical state, though through these distractions, which also led to unhealthy mental states. To try to balance this part, people use the spirited and rational parts of their souls to come up with solutions. Exercising at home though hard, was done by many. People set up home gyms, walked, ran, etc. Keeping routines and finding new hobbies while also balancing the spirited part help people spend more time in productive ways. The pandemic did cause mental unrest. However, with enough determination to achieve balance, it could be done through the tactics described before. Ultimately, the pandemic ended and life went on as usual, but it's important that we keep some balance in our lives. Whether you believe in the literal aspect of Plato's theory that the soul is divided into three parts with three different functions or not, there is a great benefit to finding balance in each aspect of our lives. And we should take the steps necessary to keep healthy hobbies, habits, and ways of thinking in our daily routines to make ourselves healthier people overall.